Okay. Well, I'm going to let you go for a little minute. I don't see anyone online quite yet. So you can talk about the cards I'll catch it later. It's okay. I was going to catch a phone call, but I'll leave it for later.
Well, bear in mind, I can't see people, so.
Oh, we're going to have to figure out how to work that so you can. So our cousin Faye is on. Hello, Faye.
Hi, Faye.
And
It means any second now. You should be coming on my.
So Faye, any questions you want to ask? If so, type it in. Now, Janine and Brandon are there. Hello. Just so you know, I am probably letting Penelope carry the bulk of the show.
Not the bulk, but I'll
I'm
do
not
a little more.
feeling all that great, so I don't want to be off the point. Hello, Shay Shay. Any special messages from anyone? We'll have a look for you. Ashley is on watching for guppies. Alana, hello. Okay, Faye, let's see what we have for you. Let's have a look. And Elisa is on. Oh, Faye, nice. I'll find the camera. The Ace of Pentacles. As we know, Pentacles are earth, so planting, getting seasons ready. But the Ace of Pentacles is about patience. It's about waiting for spring to come to us instead of rushing forward to it. But the other one is about money, and it's stationary with money. It's like putting it into a little hidey hole and then going back to it when you need it. But what really stands out, Faye, are the roses. Okay, and they're right at the bottom. Roses sporadically all through here. And it makes me think of someone who may have had a rose tattoo, maybe trying to reach out, and that's in spirit form. The other one is Rose's memory. So remembering, bringing that feeling forward, and just having that connection. Now, there is also a little daffodil here, right at the back. You can barely see it. And the daffodil is normally April, because April is when they do March of Dimes. April, May? Anyways, you may be talking to someone who is either organizing an event or they're talking about raising money for something. So I'm going to say trust your instincts on this, Faye. If you feel like you want to help or you want to donate, it's totally up to you. All right, Janine and Brandon.
Okay, well, hello, Janine. Today, guys, I'm using the Animal Totem deck. And periodically, the Archangel Animal deck. Not that I speak English. The Ace of Swords. This one's really cute. I love this one. So, swords are about, aces are always about new adventures, new beginnings. And we'll do Janine first and Brandon second. How's that? Janine, new beginnings, new starts, putting aside the past, moving forward. And maybe because the panda is actually eating good for itself food, I would recommend no dieting. I'm a person who does not believe in dieting, but I do believe in eating healthier. So maybe a little more fruits and vegetables in your diet, hon. And remember what I said, new beginnings, fresh start, which means we put aside the past. We put aside regret. That includes dredging things up. I used to say to my ex-husband, and that's not why he's my ex, but one of the things was when we talked about having issues, I said, look, if we talked about it last night and I said I understood, then as far as I'm concerned, it's done, hon. I don't want to hear about it next week, next month, 2 years from now. I'll never want to hear about it again. We faced it. We resolved it. You can't change it past that point. That's a message for you. Now, Brandon, Knights of Pentacles, there's a possibility first that you could get a little bit of increased funds coming your way. Second, Knights have already started the journey, and they are bold and they are confident, and they know the direction that they're going in, and they're armed with everything they need to make that decision. So whatever that decision is, make sure that you are armed with all the information. Educate yourself a little bit if you're not certain on what it is that you think you're going to do. Like, I never go for a job that I don't educate myself on the place, where it is in the city, how accessible it is, whether or not it is physically accessible for me if I'm having a rough day with my arthritis, those kinds of things when I say educate. So it looks like you both are on a journey. Be patient with each other and have fun this weekend.
All right. So next is Shay Shay, then Alana, then Annalisa. Faye, you're welcome. Then Gloria, then Marion. Hi, Marion. Then Sandra Murray, then Manuel, then Orville, then Kat, then Marie. So, Shay Shay, I pulled for you the 7 of Swords. And I love it. It's a skinless cat with tattoos. It's great. And this is called Cats Rule the Earth deck. And what I like is the enjoyment. I'm not saying go out and get a tattoo. I'm going to say if you're going to get one, please look at what you're getting. The swords are about communication. And communication can be double-edged. It can be harsh, or it can be sad, or it can be gentle, or it can be with anger. But the tent in the background tells me that there's celebration coming up for you. The crescent moon would say probably around the crescent moon. The 7 would say July for me, because 7 is July. And it's about knowing when not to argue, knowing when not to fight with someone. That is what this card is about. So if there's something that you need to say your piece with, or someone you need to say peace or bury the hatchet, so to speak, this is the time to do it. But the time to do it is also about using the choice of words that express yourself in such a way that you're not leaving hard feelings for yourself, Shay Shay, or for anyone else. Tact. There's the word I'm looking for. Shay Shay, a little more tact. Okay. Alana is next.
Alana, for you, honey, I'm just looking it up. But for you, I decided to use an oracle card. And the oracle cards, as I said, are the Archangel Animal Tarot. And for you, I picked out the bat. See through the illusion to the truth. Okay? And what it says in the book, because I always find it hard to memorize these ones, but I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. But it says, choosing this card suggests that you open your heart to allow more love to pour in and more love to pour out. And try and look at the world through fresh eyes. You know, when they say open your heart and let more love, when we think of love, and we're going into the month of February, God only knows why they chose up dark, dreary, frozen in hell. Anyways, month for hearts. But when you're falling in love and you're falling into a new relationship, we see it with fresh eyes, right? We're not looking for the faults, unless you happen to be me, in the person that you want to go out with. So that's what it's saying for you, is this next week or two, keep your eyes open. Don't allow yourself to get caught into the illusion, but look at things with a fresh perspective. Off to you, D'Arcy.
All right. Hello, Annalisa. Annalisa, you have the 5 of Wands. Mm-hmm. And the 5 of Wands can represent direction. Wands represent fire. Wands also represent work, volunteer work, as well as schoolwork. And there's an old expression, keep your enemies close. Okay, so there's someone here that you're not 100% sure they're your friends, they're your friend, or whether they're a friendly combatant. Okay. And what I'm thinking is just hold them a little closer, because the more you get to know them, the more you appreciate the different qualities they have. Maybe they'll actually make a good friend. Now, this is in the fall. Actually, 5 normally represents May, but I am going to October 5th for some reason on this card, and March 25th. So between March 25th and October 5th, this is the time where you're going to really get to know your enemy. And when I say enemy, what I mean is someone who doesn't have the same expressions or feelings that you have, or maybe they're a little judgmental. And I'm just going to say, hold them close, because you might be surprised at how close they can get to you. Now, the 5 is also messages. So you've got a message coming from a loved one at a distance, maybe coming for a visit, paying a small little, like you're part of their trek. And I'm going to say, if you're home, visit. If not, that's okay. So Gloria is next. Hello, Gloria.
Gloria, the 8 of Wands. And in this particular deck, you'll see that the horse is charging, right? And this is saying that this is a time for you to break free of of all the things that hold you back. That, when you want something, or you're heading towards something, and you begin to feel, and this card says that you're beginning to feel like you're not moving there fast enough. So kick up your heels and start moving like a horse. Break free of the reins and take the risk and just go for it. If you've been hesitant about the decision, this decision is go for it.
All right. Marion. Hi, honey. You have the 5 of Swords, and yes, I did shuffle the decks. Swords are communication, and again, they're double-edged. And what I like about this is there are 5 points, but if you notice, you can only see 4 hilts, which means something's left behind, something's not quite revealed itself. And the water is very calm, so I would say the communication, it's moving like if you put a boat, the boat would flow. So messages coming towards you from the other side. But what it is when I look at the cat, one side is very alert, and the other side seems to be dragging a little. Now, I don't know if that means someone's having a stroke, or whether someone's just not all present when you're talking to them. But I'm going to say, keep a view of who it is that you're concerned about. And if necessary, pick up the phone and make a call. Maybe someone else needs to have a look at this person and not just you. All right. Sandra is next. Hello, Sandra.
Hi, Sandra. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Sandra, I decided to do the animal oracle card for you. And this is the badger. And the badger's message is, bring your life into balance. So if things aren't working the way you want them to work, take some time, sit somewhere quiet, and imagine yourself sitting with someone on the other side on a teeter-totter. I don't know if you did teeter-totters when you were kids, but we did. And you can do this, and if you get yourself in balance, then that's what the fun of life is being in balance. So slow down, find your center, your middle point, and gather around people that can help you stay in balance for the next little while.
All right. Manuela, hello. You have the Fool. And the Fool is the beginning of the tarot deck. And this is normally a young person, but personally, it can be anyone, any age as far as I'm concerned. And we're starting out on a new journey. We're looking for that adventure, follow the butterfly, or, follow the messages, or just follow your instincts. But whatever it is you're doing, there seems to be light shedded on a situation for you. And as you move the image around, by the way, I've got a mother here who's saying hello to you. If you move the images around, it's like a burst of light shows you where you need to be. So you are starting a new journey. You're going in a new direction. And as you do this could be a trip. This could be looking for a new job. It could be looking for a new environment to live in. It could be education. So whatever it is, it's like shed a little light on it and then follow your instincts, because the more you trust yourself as you move forward, the not easier the course becomes, but at least it's not so bumpy that you feel like the ground has fallen out beneath you and you're into a black hole. And interesting enough, I read somewhere or heard it that they actually believe black holes have life inside of them. So it's not as though you're falling into something that you're never going to have life with. It's just going to be slightly different than you anticipated. But the butterfly says you've got a message from a lady who has passed on the other side. She's like a mother. So grandma, an aunt, someone who treated you as such. Okay, Orville's next. Hello, Orville.
Hi, Orville, for you. Now, obviously, this card is meant to be for you because I reshuffled the deck and this one fell out. And for you, the ant. And the ant says, cooperate for the highest good of the community. And let's see if we can find this in here. So this is like the first or second time I've ever used this. The message of the ant is to devote yourself to making your home welcome and harmonious, while at the same time finding a way to bring your community and the people that you love together. That isn't always something that is really easy to do, and it takes patience, it takes discipline, and ironically enough, there is a voice saying that you should be singing. So I'm not sure if you have taken your drum off the wall or out of its case and done some singing, but you are supposed to do joyful sound to the Creator. They're waiting to hear your voice. And I suspect travel within the next few months is still coming. So don't give up on that, okay?
All right. Hi, Kat. Kat, you have the Chariot. And all I could think of is hitch up those horses and let's get at it. So there is a trip coming up or an opportunity for you to do a little travel. It also says to be mindful of the vehicle you are in. So, check the tires, oil, the fluids in it before you go anywhere. So in other words, don't go with a quarter tank, fill it. The blue and stars make me think that you might be going to the US or you're in the US and coming this way, one or the other. But the other thing about it is celebration. Okay, it's like a gathering, a clan. So maybe a family reunion coming up or being planned, but a gathering of the clan to bring everyone together. All right, so I'm going to say enjoy yourself. Okay, Marie is next.
Marie, the card I picked for you is the Three of Swords. Do you check out the elephant looking at the skeleton? The whole message about this is it's okay to take time to face what is hurting you and to deal with it. The thing that the cards are asking you and the universe is asking you is you can sit with it for a little while, but you can't stay there any longer. Once you accept it, as hard as it is and as difficult as it must seem to even imagine a life without that person you love so much, a celebration of life for them is to start moving forward with your life. I don't know who it is, but it feels like this person was in a parent role or something. And I'm being asked to tell you that as hard as everything is, it's time to move forward, honey.
All right. Janine said, thank you. We both have a lot going on personally and together. Tansy Shar, Janet M isn't after Shar. Then Shay, ha, wonderful. Thank you so much. And Shar, I hope your phone is working, but if it's not, and you have to go back and someone can tell you it is 6:49 p.m. when I pulled a card for you. Then Kathy, and I think it's Tamala after that, but I'll know once I scroll down a little more. So, Shar, You have the Five of Cups. Now, one of the things I forgot about the Five of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. Okay. Five is about change. Whether we'd want it or not, change is going to happen. So the two other people that had the five, the one had Five of Wands and Five of Swords, there is going to be change. I'm sorry. It's happening this year, whether you want it or not. It is going to happen. Same to you, Shart. There is change for you. And the Five of Cups, as we know, cups are emotions. They're also the water element. Well, maybe you guys don't know unless you've been watching my daily show, but I do explain cups are water element and their emotions. Speak from the heart. But as you notice, this cat is knocking over those cups behind him, and in front of him, if he just turned around, there's more in front of him to explore inside of life. And it's not that you forget what's behind you, because the past is the past. You can't go back to it because you're a different person from today. Okay, so that's basically what they're saying is your past has developed you, grown you, molded you into the person you are. And because of those characteristics, you're more humane, you're more empathic, you're more intuitive with everything that's happening around you and the people you care about. So what that card is saying is listen to that. Remember to connect with those who are still in front of you, not always with those who are behind you. All right. So next is Janet and then Kathy.
Janet, I'm actually going to pull you a card from the tarot deck. And this is the Knight of Swords. And that is actually a rook, which is in the same classification as a raven and a crow. So one of the things you have to always remember about these birds is they're a bit tricksy, and they're always up for a good adventure. So this talks about getting yourself ready for a good adventure. Don't be afraid if there's a couple ups and downs. And I have 3 questions I want you to think about when you think about going in this new direction. And they are you willing to stand on the edge on the edge of the cliff and trust yourself to start that new journey? How quickly can you think on your feet? Because you're going to have to think on your feet really quick sometimes. And whatever skills you have that have served you in the past, those skills you need to bring with you. You're about to begin a new adventure, a new journey, either in job, location, and you are going to need to be able to move on your feet and think on your feet. Go for it. It's going to be a blast.
All right. So Kathy, Tammy, Annalisa said, makes sense to me. Thank you. Rena, we'll get to you as well. And Gloria said, thank you. And Marion said, thank you. So Kathy, I see you're a little impatient. You should know by now that we'll get to you. Kathy, you have the 3 of coins. Mindful of your money. 3 is March. So in March, be really mindful of your money. It's also about a possible wedding. Sorry about this. Also a funeral. There's the christening of a baby that you're going to. 3 events inside of a religious domain. Okay, so I don't want to just lock it into the church because they could get married outside. But the 3 is about Trinity. It's bringing the energy of the birth, the maiden, the crone, all together. Okay, because it's cycle of life. That's what the 3 is also about. 3 is about balance. So definitely balancing your money in March. Read any kind of contract that you have to do, because if you don't read it, you know how I say it, if you weep if you don't read, and it's really important to do so. And Kathy, one other thing, I don't know how Johnny, JJJ, the sound fits into you, but I am hearing it really loudly around you. So it could be someone who's visiting. It could be someone on the other side trying to get through. I just don't know how to pinpoint this sound. Okay, Tammy's next. Hello, Tammy.
Tammy, for you, a tarot card. And for you, I picked up the moon. You know, I've always light. First, I truly love the moon. I believe everyone should go and find out what moon phase they were born under and check out and see. You'll discover a lot of your personality traits can come and be pulled from what moon phase you were born under. It's a fascinating study. The other thing is, night gives us a different perspective. You know, the difference between the light and the dark. And sometimes that confusion we feel in life can be resolved if we find things are too bright, too loud, too warm. Night is cooler and quieter. So take some time to go outside during whichever time you want. It doesn't have to be a specific moon. And just look up at the sky, take deep breaths. Of course, if you're in Alberta, please, or Saskatchewan, Manitoba, for God's sake, dress warm. Yeah. As brave as we are, we still freeze, regrettably. And just take time to sort out your thoughts. And then when you've got your thoughts a little clearer, go in, grab those, a notepad and a pen, the thing that D'Arcy is always talking about, and scribble down the thoughts that have come into your head during that time so that you can get clarity.
All right. Hi, Rena. You have the Six of Cups. Again, cups are emotions, but this is like a little wine, a little dine. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I've got the two cats here, right? But when I look at this darker image, I think of a dog. Okay, so what I'm thinking of, maybe someone's dating outside of where their parents want them to be. Okay, so in other words, they're not dating the type of person their parents want. Don't get involved. Okay, in your best interest, don't get involved. But the other thing about that is it makes me feel like for you, there's a little adventure, because Six of Cups is about adventure. It is about romance. Okay. It's about dating outside of our comfort zone. So for me, I've always normally dated people pretty close to my age, but I did at one point in my life date people 20 years older and 20 years younger. It was great fun. You never knew what you were going to expect. You figure older, they'd be boring, but it turned out it was younger ones that were boring. So there is something here that's sparking a little interest in your life, whether it's romance if you're in a partnership, you're already going to add a little bit more romance, or it's something that brings that moment of clarity for you where you go, aha, that's what I've been after. So trust your instincts, really important. I'm big on that one. Trust your instincts. And, for you too, I'm going to say go a little bit with the flow, but if you got an opportunity for a little romance and it's not outside of a relationship you're already in, have some fun. Okay. Marion said, thank you. Yes, Kathy, we've just read for you. Thanks, Ashley. Okay, Eric. Hi, Eric. And then Cindy and Orville said thank you. Then Brenda. Then Marie said thank you. Janet said thank you. I think Janet might have been a newbie. I'm not sure.
Okay.
And Kathy, hopefully she got her reading. Brenda, we're getting down there. And Lovey, we're getting there too. No, you're not late. So let me go back up to where I said. Who's next?
Eric?
Just a minute. Marion, Kathy. Yes. Hi, Eric. How are you? Okay, if you can pull a card for him, I'll be right back.
Eric, for you, I pulled it from the Oracle deck, and for you, sheep. And what the sheep says is act with fortitude and cooperation. Fortitude is kind of like truth and courage combined. And cooperation is, that's pretty self-explanatory. When you pull the sheep card from the Oracle deck, one of the things it says is, it's a card that says, talks about the guidance, the direction you're going to go in. And I guess the best way to describe this card is, despite the fact that almost everybody assumes that they are an island independent of each other and they are some Rock of Gibraltar, no man is an island or woman or person. And just for the record, the Rock of Gibraltar can break. There is no such thing as being as sturdy as a rock. You ever need to be reminded that rocks can fall, go out to Frank's slide, because that was a big rock, that mountain, and it crumbled and fell. So cooperation means learn to work better with others. Know that sometimes if you pair up in a good environment and a team, that you can move mountains, pardon the pun. So have a great day. Have a great rest of the week.
All right. Hi, Cindy. Cindy, you have temperance. And temperance is 1 foot on land, 1 foot on water. It's balance, but it's also about being patient. Patience, for some of us, is never our strong point. Okay. But it's also about being open to change, which I'm pretty sure you are. And it's also about, okay, in your particular case, it's a man who's on this side like a brother. You can feel him all around you, but sometimes you question whether or not he's really there. And I got a smell of Old Spice, that Axel, which I've never really taken a liking to, but I can smell a cologne around you. So I'm going to say he is communicating with you on a daily basis. And what I find really interesting is I've got a grill, the kind where you put the French fries in it and you stick it in. So a deep fryer. I've got a deep fryer, and he said that you've been burnt, but you're getting better. And so to believe in yourself and the faith that's all around you, to know that you are getting better. Okay. Wait, I gotta put glasses back on so I can see the list. Okay, so Brenda is next. Hi, Brenda.
Brenda, for you, 3 of Wands, and this card, in case you're wondering what the bird is, it is a woodpecker. Now, the message in this particular card is really simple. Be prepared for a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Now, the thing is, so many people want to give you messages and advice and input that you can't find, should you do it, should you not do it, what will happen, what will not happen. Sometimes the best way to find out whether or not you should take this risk is go to a quiet room, go to a quiet place, block out all the outside noise and listen to your voice. But remember, this is a time for one of those great adventures in life. I personally think the great adventure is always worth it. Win or lose, succeed or fail, it was a fabulous adventure. And I'm being told you could use a little adventure in your life.
All
Quiet
right.
place, sort it out, figure out which direction you're going.
Okay, Shar Marie Janet say thank you. Kathy, I'm glad you get on. Technology is supposed to be great. We were discussing this at work the other day, but sometimes it just doesn't work, no matter how many times we try to make it work. So I'm glad you were able to get on. Lovey, hi, how are you? And Renee, you're welcome. And then we have Catherine, and Cindy said thank you. But before I go to Lovey, just one thing about Cindy. I don't know if I quite got the message that I wanted to get across, but I'm supposed to say you're loved. Okay, so I don't want to forget to say that and just leave it out of the puzzle. Lovey.
Did we already pass Tamala?
No, it was Tammy, not Tamala. I said it wrong. I said I'd know when I got down there. Okay, but we can pull Tamala one just in case she shows up. Okay, Lovey, you have the Hermit. Did you ever notice that kids and cats are alike in some aspects. You can buy a great gift, but they're more interested in the box than they are in the toy. Okay. And so here's the cat sitting in the box with the light getting ready to shine somewhere, plus light coming in from outside. This is autumn, it's September. And what I'm feeling is I'm getting ready to pack things. Like I'm either donating things, or I'm moving them out into storage, or I'm getting ready for a move, a shift, or I'm going back to school. Because books are all about education, especially in September. But what I like about it is the playfulness one makes out of it. So like putting a note, if you're packing something, writing a little note, sticking it in there. So as you're unpacking, you're going, I'm so tired of this. There's a note that says, hang in there. The cat's hanging on the poster, and they managed to hold on to that branch. So they're saying to hang in there, to be alive, to enjoy life. Okay. And yeah, you may be at a crossroads of your life, they're telling me right now, where you're trying to make a decision. But sometimes this decision has to be made for us. I mean, you can alter the decision once it's made, but sometimes we just allow the wind to blow us. It's like taking a deck of cards, throwing it in the air, and the wind will catch it and move it to another direction. And that's what you want to look at. The ones that fall straight down, they're not really as important as you might think they are. So I'm also getting that feeling here that you should tap into your universal knowledge. Take a few minutes, do a meditation, and just see what is being delivered.
Hi.
Catherine is next.
Catherine, just give me a quick sec, Catherine. Bailey has a message for everyone, and it's called, I want a sunflower seed treat. So just give me a sec here. Sit. Good girl. Catherine, for you, I pulled an oracle card. The donkey, it says, keep your heart open no matter what. And from the book, just a sec. The book says, the card indicates that you have been through and still are going through some kind of test of patience. Like, the universe is sort of putting you through an initiation, that there is a reward sort of at the end of it, kind of like self-recognition. And there's a possibility that you will be being given an opportunity to go back to school and follow a dream that you thought, well, I'm too old for, and it's too late to go back. But it's never too late to go back to school. It's never too late to pursue a dream, regardless of what that dream was. And again, a message is coming to you, for you, that says, put aside the past. That the only day you have is the day that you were given. And as soon as this day is gone, you put it aside, because it is gone. So there's your advice. Grab opportunity, possibly pursue an old dream, and put aside the past. All of it.
All right.
That's all, but you can do it.
Okay. Brenda, I'll pull a card for Tina and Lovey. You are welcome. Tina. I heard the song in my head. You were Walking on Sunshine. Woohoo. So don't quote me for singing, because ever since they took out the thyroid, I've never been able to sing again. So that's what I'm hearing for you. But you also got the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands, look at that nice little figure 8 up here, is talking about putting the intentions you put out or what come back towards you. But the Ace of Wands is about new starts, new beginnings. It's also about an opportunity of employment, or maybe a new residence. And I'm leaning to the fall here, so 7-8 months from now. And it just feels like walking on sunshine. That's basically what I heard, so I'm going to stick with it. All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us tonight. For those of you who are here tonight, or anyone else who's interested, I'm going to be on tomorrow. Once a month, I'm going to do a show by myself, and eventually I'm going to do another show that will introduce other mediums, not just mediums, but the type of work people do in this field. So it's tracking down people that are willing to come on and talk with me, and those ones will be just posted.
You got some?
Hi, Margaret. Carrie, hello, Carrie. I think you're new.
Yeah.
And so just watch for the new shows as they come, but I will be on tomorrow night at 7 p.m. So Carrie and Margaret, they're separate people.
Yes, I can see those names. No, but before I forget, Sandra Murray, I owe you an apology. I listened that I forgot to pull you a card and send you that message I promised, but I ended up having to go in for a CAT scan and things like that. But you were in my thoughts. Now for Carrie, the Queen of Swords. I like this. It's sort of a person with attitude. Hey, D'Arcy, like, come close.
Yeah.
Damn, we'll cut off your head if you don't listen to me. Now, the thing is that she's saying she can handle this on her own. She's strong, confident, this woman, this person, or even this wolf, if that's who you align yourself with. And you're okay alone. And that might be a bit of a hard concept for you right now, because, we've been raised most of our lives to believe that being alone in our own company is almost wrong. Even in this society, it's like something's lacking in you, or if you're alone, I recently went out for coffee with someone who said, well, have you found someone? And the attitude was, well, you poor dear, how are you, but it's okay to be comfortable in your own company first. And then selective, honey, because you are a queen. And as a queen, you deserve only the best. And you have to convince yourself of that first before you can find anyone that's going to give you the best. Bailey.
All right. Well, what's really neat is, I don't know if you can see them on the screen, but it tells us we're live and number of people watching, thumbs up on some, the heart one. And there's someone who's up there with an angry little face with red coming out of their head. I think that's so cute. Oh, nice. Okay.
So somebody wasn't happy with the information.
I don't know, or they just don't like the show, but either way, it's fun to watch.
Now you're Margaret?
Yeah, Margaret. You have the death card. And as we know, it's not doom and gloom. Death is about being pulled in a lot of different directions, but it's also about the star in your eye of where you want to be. It's opening up universes and allowing you the opportunity to stick your toes into something that you've never tried before, or your fingers, and being sure that it's warm enough that it's not going to burn you, and cool enough it's not going to burn you, but warm enough to feel comfortable. Okay. And they're saying there's a new journey for you, and this is making me feel like May, which technically is 13, so it would be January of next year. But I feel as though you're sinking your teeth into something you really wanted to do, or your claws, whatever you want to call them. And you're going to go forward with an idea that you thought was impossible, only to find the sheer wonder of how complete it can be. All right. And Carrie said, thank you. I'm good alone for now. Yeah. All right. Well, everyone, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Without you, there wouldn't be a show. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night.
Yes, everybody, thank you so much. As D'Arcy mentioned, I know I myself, we appreciate you guys being here. I hope that each and every one of you goes out into the world tomorrow with fresh eyes and fresh perspectives, and each of you looks for the adventure. So I'm going to leave you, as always, with my favorite blessing, Ma Salama, go in light, and blessed be.
All right, and may love, joy, peace, happiness, and prosperity find you all in mysterious ways. And like I said, I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers. 7 p.m.